Alright, I don't really have a special intro for this, but I just want to give my thoughts on the whole Air Neos situation. Just like everyone else, I don't understand why it hasn't gotten reprinted in so long or why he's in Master Duel on Duel Links. So, in this video, we're just going to be talking about what I think happened to Air Neos. And my theory is that I think something happened to Air Neos the year he came into the West, and that's in 2007. Why do I think that? Well, let's go over the evidence I gathered. First off, Air Neos was the only one not to be reprinted in Legendary Collection 2, and you might say, so what, he was never reprinted at all, so what's so special about that set? Well, all the other heroes except Air Neos was reprinted in that set, including Grand and Glow Neos, who came out in the exact same set as Air Neos, that being Strike of Neos. So what you're telling me is that it makes sense that the other two heroes in the same set got reprinted, but the main card didn't? Really? I'm not so sure about that. My other evidence is obviously the other stuff that people have mentioned before, but it makes me wonder, when could have Konami started having problems with Air Neos? This brings me to my second point, in that maybe they started to have problems with Air Neos when he was first released in the West. You might say, why the West? Well, the OCG got Air Neos in 2006, and they reprinted him in the same year that we got Strike of Neos. To me, that shows that nobody in Asia had a problem with Air Neos, but when you look at the West, he only got one printing. So my theory is that maybe someone or some company had a problem with Air Neos, and they confronted Konami privately about it. Some of you might say, what drew you to that conclusion? Well, I think that maybe Air Neos is going through the same thing that the Pokemon Kadabra went through. For those of you who don't know, Kadabra in the Pokemon TCG was banned from being printed because of a famous magician named Uri Geller. Uri thought that the Pokemon was based off him and that the Pokemon Company was mocking him, so he brought a lawsuit against the Pokemon Company and won $97 million, as well as stopped them from printing any more Kadabra cards. In fact, he didn't let go of this until 2020 when he said it was okay to print the card again. In other words, the Pokemon Company didn't print Kadabra for 20 years, and maybe the same thing could be happening with Air Neos. The question is, who is doing this? My guess is that someone or some company in the West talked to Konami privately and forbid them from using Air Neos. The reason why I think they talked to them privately was because that Uri may have gotten some backlash for attacking the Pokemon Company like this, and the company or person that didn't like Air Neos didn't want to deal with the same thing. So that's why I think they discussed with Konami privately. I mean, can companies do that? Like, they can talk to each other privately without getting the media involved? And if the media did get involved, can they pay them not to publish this case? I know some of you might say, wasn't Air Neos in Legacy of the Duelist? He was, but you gotta remember that that game was made by a different company, not really Konami, so they probably didn't know about Air Neos being banned. That's just my theory on the whole Air Neos situation. Maybe I'm wrong with this, but this is the best thing that I could come up with. One last thing, I know some people are saying, oh, maybe they'll reprint Air Neos and Power of the Elements as a Starlight Rare. I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe I'm wrong, but in all honesty, I really just don't see it happening. Because he hasn't been reprinted in the OCG too, so they would have to reprint him in both areas. Not just that, but he's not in Master Duel or in Dueling, so it wouldn't make sense to reprint him but not put him in those two games. That's just what I think on that part, but we'll see what happens. Well, that's all I have to say about this subject. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you leave you guys' thoughts in the comments below, as well as subscribe for more. Oh yes, one more thing. I made this during the editing process of my video, but remember how I said I would upload 3 videos this week? Well, apparently I wasn't able to record audio for the third one, so expect 2 videos coming next week before I go on a small hiatus because of exams. Anyways, that's all I have to say about that. See you later, folks.